let's just jump right in. Have you ever felt just completely stuck? Like you're trapped, living out a story that you're pretty sure you never even agreed to write? Well, what if I told you that feeling has nothing to do with you failing and everything to do with that 3-pound supercomputer sitting inside your skull?
It's like a loop, right? You know exactly what you want to be doing. You have this crystal clear picture of the person you want to become. But then the day ends, and somehow you've just defaulted back to the same old patterns. Again. And it is exhausting, isn't it? That constant internal battle against your own programming. You wake up, you tell yourself, okay, today is going to be different, and then one little thing happens, one trigger, and that automatic script just takes over. Okay, but here's the thing. This is the moment where we stop blaming ourselves. This isn't about willpower. It has nothing to do with not trying hard enough. It's about understanding the machine you're working with. Your brain is literally designed for automation, and for a really, really good reason.
So for a minute, let's explore this kind of unsettling idea, your brain as your captor. Because in a lot of ways, you are being held hostage, not by some flaw in your character, but by your brain's deep, biological, relentless drive for efficiency.
So what is this identity that's holding you captive? Get this. It's not actually who you are. It's a story. A persistent story your brain made up to make the world predictable. In fact, the word identity literally means the same as. Your brain's main job is to make your inner story the same as your outer reality. When they match, the brain feels safe, and it can go back to its resting state. It's all about saving precious energy.
This isn't some new age idea, by the way. The psychologist William James nailed this over 100 years ago. He understood the brain's prime directive: automate everything possible. Driving your car, brushing your teeth, even your emotional reactions to your partner. The brain wants to turn it all into a habit so it can free up mental space for other stuff.
And this automation is so good, we don't even see it happening. The story of who you are feels completely real, because your brain isn't just a simple storyteller. Oh no, it's a superpowered, award-winning movie director working around the clock to turn that inner script into your physical reality. So, this brings us to the one question that can completely change the game. What if that identity, that self that feels so solid and permanent, the one that keeps you stuck in that loop, what if it's not the real you at all? All right, I want you to really lean in for this one because this is the idea that unlocks everything. Your identity is not you. It is a story your brain automates. It's just a program. And any program can be rewritten. The moment you truly get that, you start to take the power back. Okay, so if it's all just a story, where did this script even come from? Let's break down the actual mechanism, the neurology of how this automated identity of ours gets built right from the very beginning. So from the moment you're born until you're about 7, your brain is a pure sponge. It's just absorbing everything from your family, your culture, your experiences, with basically zero filter. Then, from around 7 to 13, it starts sculpting. It literally prunes away the connections it's not using, which makes the ones it is using even stronger. And finally, from 13 up to 25, you've got the workshop. This is a huge second chance, a window where your adult habits and beliefs get locked in.
This is such a great way to visualize it. Think of your identity like a tree. Your culture, the environment you grew up in, those are the roots. The values and beliefs you learned from that world, that's the trunk. And all your day-to-day thoughts and actions, well, those are the leaves and the fruit, and they are all growing from that same deep foundational system.
And just how powerful is this programming? I mean, get ready for this number. Research suggests that a mind-blowing 95% of our daily thoughts are recycled. They're the exact same thoughts we had yesterday, just running on autopilot. This is why we feel like we're in a loop, because biologically, we are. And honestly, it has to be this way. Your brain is juggling something like 86 billion neurons with literally trillions of connections. It's the most complex thing we know of in the entire universe. If it didn't automate stuff, you'd be totally paralyzed by information overload. The problem isn't the automation. The problem is what got automated in the first place. All right, so this is where we make the pivot. We've seen how the brain can act as a captor. But the amazing thing is, the very process that built the prison walls, its incredible ability to learn and automate, that's also the key that unlocks the door. It is time to start rewriting your reality. And the key has a name: neuroplasticity.
This is the hard science that proves your brain isn't fixed in stone. It is designed to change, to rewire itself based on new choices you make at any point in your life. It is the biological proof that you can transform.
So how do we actually use this superpower? Well, you have to know about the two main networks you're working with. You've got the default mode network, that's your autopilot. It runs your old stories and it costs very little energy. Then you have your executive network. This is your intentional brain. It's what lights up when you focus or learn something new. But, and this is a big but, it costs a ton of energy. So choosing to be intentional literally means choosing to pay a higher price. And making that choice, deliberately shifting from the automatic pilot to the intentional pilot, that is the real work. That is the core practice of what we call the journey of non-consciousness. It's about developing the skill of noticing the automatic script so you can consciously decide to write a new line. So here is your micro action, your first little experiment. It takes less than a minute. The very next time you feel an automatic negative reaction pop up, anger, anxiety, that voice of self-doubt, just pause. Step 1, just notice it, no judgment. Step 2, ask yourself, what old story is this reaction a part of? And step 3, just choose a different thought. You don't even have to believe it yet. Just choose it. That simple act proves to your brain that a new choice is possible. And when you start doing that, even in tiny ways, over and over again, something absolutely incredible starts to happen. The very same organ that was your captor, the one trapping you in your past, it starts to become your greatest hero, the one actively building your future. And that's the vision. You are not the character stuck on page 50 of some old story. You are the author. Sure, the past wrote the first few chapters, but you are the one holding the pen right now. The only real question is, what are you going to write next? Begin your next step in the Sum Gigante SG program at my12journeys.com.